Outstanding he was. Needs very little introduction. If your name was Spiers and you couldn't run, you were a complete numpty. Please make him welcome, Stephen Spiers.
I wish I was born taller. Brother James Antonius Kelly. I will refer to him as our Brother Kelly, as if you have the TC spirit in you, there is only one Brother Kelly, it is our Brother Kelly. This is Jack. We knew him from that very hip leather briefcase, the ones with the big gold initials, and from that stapler on his desk with the dynamo tape that said Jack. Our Brother Kelly mastered the physical buildings of Trinity in just 2 short years. But to our TC community, these are just buildings. They come and go. But tonight we attribute the creation of the TC spirit to our Brother Kelly. Our Brother Kelly forged the spirit from the proud history of the terrace, and we had the last pour of the melted remains of Christian Brothers College Terrace from the crucible that first created Aquinas. We got what was left from that crucible, which was the most pure of all metal. It was the true spirit of CBC, and of course a few stained glass windows that have popped up without notice from time to time, much to the chagrin of our brethren at Aquinas, which of course was the feature of our last 100-year celebration. Our Brother Kelly modernised Catholic education for young men in Western Australia by teaching us to be men for others, and fashioned our college into a powerhouse of academic achievement, a sporting college with culture in music and drama. And energy he created followed him with the college, with formative other leaders like Brother Carrick, whom had us admitted to the PSA. Our first lay principal and old boy, Mr. Tony Curtis, kept building, as did Mr. Banks, whom is now a life member of Toba, and both were supported by their bursars, like our first old boy bursar, Des Hardiman, and of course our current bursar, Michael Burgess. Michael Burgess has overseen so many building projects at Trinity College. He has now been admitted as a member of the Australian Institute of Project Management. If you come to Trinity College, you will be a builder of buildings, and also a builder of confidence and spirituality of young men. This is expected. It is expected by our Brother Kelly. Our Brother Kelly, long before the self-titled elite colleges in this state created education programs for our First Nations people, the First Nation was represented within our community decades before society had come now to expect this obvious inclusion. Our Brother Kelly is naturally inclined to fairness and diversity, and created a powerful and diverse teaching staff from young teachers like Vince Basili and Jerry Cooks, whom we can thank for our uplifting music he penned tonight for our college hymn. He employed young teaching graduates like Miss Marissa Barini and a very young pimple-faced Dr. Robert Brahm. Yes, Doc was teaching when our Brother Kelly was still a headmaster. And just like Brother Kelly, he never loses. Our Brother Kelly's practical way of teaching maths was engaging. He once took a break from senior maths, I was told, to teach fractions to some junior boys by getting them to cut up and continually divide an apple to teach them fractions. And then the main point, they got to eat the apple. And then they literally ate maths. This is sheer teaching genius. Our Brother Kelly would walk around every lunchtime talking to the boys, as he always had time for his students. As a boy, you wanted to talk to Jack, even though he was the boss, but we still knew he was our friend. I remember when we had just won the ATS and our Brother Kelly had just retired, and I went to see him to discuss our victory. And out of nowhere he said to me, "Steve-O, the boys did a fine job to win the ATS. And this is what I thought would happen when I arranged a scholarship for you to come to Trinity." By the way, I was supposed to go to Christchurch. This was the height of the A-team on the television, and Brother Kelly, before my eyes, transformed into Colonel Hannibal Smith, and I imagined him smoking a cigar and having a sip of whiskey from a tumbler as he said those famous words, "I love it when a plan comes together." I then went on to wonder whether if I was the face or Mad Dog Murdoch, because at 5'5" and 56 kilos, I certainly wasn't Mr. T. Our brother Kelly enjoyed winning, only second to his love of helping others and protecting the disadvantaged and the poor. But when it comes to sport, he did like to win. I remember those magnificent grudge matches in the old squash courts between brothers Kelly and Wilson. It was mostly Brother Kelly, I recall, was victorious, and after a good win, he was always ready to take on any lad that was up for the challenge. He led by example. Brother Kelly, if you have one flaw, it may be that you like to win all the time, but I'll never know because you never lost. Now, our brother Kelly created the idea. When his boys walked out of the gates as men, he wanted them to feel confident and fulfilled with their time at the college. Happy, confident men make others feel happy by being strong and by being caring. Our brother Kelly knew for boys to learn, they need more than just to be given a lesson from a book. So he created the 4 tenets of a boy's education to succeed in life and to care for others. Because if you don't care for others, you don't succeed. He first of all believed boys need a lot of competitive sport to make them both settled and ready to learn and to build teamwork. The next step was the academics and study at a level where you, as a student, could achieve your best. He also knew to have empathy for others, you need to have an extracurricular activity like music, dance or drama. And of course, you topped it up finally with the Holy Spirit. And our groundbreaking round chapel design reflects that final tenet of the Spirit. This is what created the TC Spirit. So let that be the story. This TC Spirit had been forged from that final pour of the CBC crucible, and it was shaped into the form of the TC Spirit by our brother Kelly, who himself has truly lived his life as the original man from others, like Jesus Christ. If once we belonged to you, Brother Kelly, you now belong to us. I am thrilled to announce, on the hard work of many people, including our former headmaster, Mr. Banks, and many others, that to continue the work of our brother Kelly, we now have an education foundation of $3.1 million. This is to be named the Brother J.A. Kelly Foundation, whose sole task is to lift up those children that may not otherwise have been able to be part of our TC Spirit of education. This fund, on its own, will ensure our TC community will always be fully represented and diverse in nature and always consistent with our Trinity College spirit. This is our gift to you, our brother James Antonius Kelly, a Christian brother, of which will stand as our own version of the blessed brother Edmund Ignatius Rice at his beloved Trinity College for as long as this college stands. I would now like to hand over to our TOBA President, Mr. Peter Torrey, and to ask the Brother J.A. Kelly Foundation Treasurer, Mr. Michael Burgess, to join me on the stage here. And while we wait them to come up, let's raise a toast to the TC Spirit for Brother Kelly. Brother Kelly. We now have a special presentation to kickstart off the new foundation, the Brother J.A. Kelly Foundation for Education, and I'd like to hand that over to Peter Torre and our great bursar, Michael Burgess.
Thanks, Stephen. TOBA is very pleased to be able to be the first donor of the newly named Brother J.A. Kelly Foundation, and we'd like to hand a cheque over for $10,000 to Mr. Burgess.